One of the things that's always been important to me is looking at our relationship with ourselves. And I've been reflecting on that again recently because life seems so busy, and it's easy to get distracted. And it really feels even more important than ever right now that we really look at our relationship with ourselves. Years ago, I came across a quote that really resonated with me and that I often come back to. The quote is, "A physician once said, the best medicine for humans is love." Someone asked him, "What if it doesn't work?" And he replied, "Increase the dose." So to me, that's a really good reminder that we need love. And that love needs to start with ourselves. And when we start by loving ourselves and giving ourselves more love, we're able to love others and give others more love. When we're more compassionate with ourselves and show self-respect to ourselves, we're able to be compassionate with others and show them respect as well. And the more of my life that I experience and the more people I work with, the more I realise how important that really is. So many people are exhausted, overwhelmed, disconnected from themselves, constantly searching outside of themselves for the one thing that will finally make them feel happy, fulfilled, peaceful, or that they are enough. I've had clients that have come to see me say to me, "I have a wonderful family, I've got a nice house, we no longer worry about money, but there's something missing. What's wrong with me?" And what they've come to realise as we've worked together with the healing energies is that there's something missing, is that deeper connection with themselves. It's that love for themselves. We've been taught to look outside of ourselves for validation, achievement, approval, success, relationships, recognition, believing those things will fill the emptiness inside us. But what we're really doing when we're looking outside of ourselves is abandoning ourselves. And then we may have wounds that we've buried where we've been hurt badly, emotions that we've held on to because we've been afraid to express them, deep fears, pain or patterns that are stuck in our energy and we keep repeating over and over again like we're stuck in a loop. When we've got those things going on, then no amount of external success or material things will fill the space that's being created by those wounds, those fears and those emotions and patterns that are stuck within our energy. This is why healing matters so much. Because when you take the time to go inward and discover why you feel like something is missing, why you want outside validation, why you feel the need to constantly push yourself to achieve, you start to realise that it's the connection with yourself that's actually what's missing. And when you start to reconnect with yourself again, things start to shift and you begin to recognise what's important to you and what makes your heart and soul sing. You find yourself becoming curious about the behaviours you've displayed, the symptoms you're experiencing, and the reasons for them. You start to notice dramas going on around you and become curious as to whether they're linked to you or just to the other people involved. You start to notice the signs coming from the universe. You start to listen to yourself much more. And when you take the time to heal on a deep level, you find that things naturally shift into a state of flow. One of the biggest things I've learned over the years is that truth isn't just something we find outside of ourselves. It comes from within and is something that we feel. So if you want to know if something you're reading or listening to is truth, allow yourself to feel into the energy of it and then notice how your body feels. Does that information feel comfortable with you? Does it resonate with you? Or does it make your body feel a bit uncomfortable somewhere or make you question the information? That's not to say that we shouldn't be questioning things, because absolutely we should, because that shows that we're engaging with the information. But we shouldn't take everything as it's presented to us. We need to feel into things to see how much of that feels like truth. We've all spent years and years being taught to listen to others, that we can't trust ourselves. Yet the more that we go inward, the easier it becomes to recognise what feels aligned and what doesn't feel aligned with who we truly are. That doesn't mean that what's truth for me will be truth for you, because we all have different perspectives based on our own experiences, not just in this life, but from other lifetimes as well. And so we all have different reference points. But it does mean we can learn to communicate more honestly, more consciously, and more lovingly. Speaking your truth is about saying what you need to in a kind, loving way, so you're giving more love again, so that you honour how you feel rather than staying silent. It's about empowering yourself to put healthy boundaries in place so that you're treating yourself with love and respect. What I find is that people who struggle with loving themselves are often carrying a lot of fears and false beliefs. Some of them learned in childhood, some of them from experiences as they've grown into adulthood, and some of them coming from other lifetimes. And I've noticed that as these fears, beliefs and patterns are identified and then healed, the person starts to find their voice again. They become curious as to what's going on so that they can continue to address the issues being brought to their attention. And they naturally move into a more heart and soul-led way of being. And they naturally love themselves more and then start to love others more. For me, that's what this journey is really about. Healing ourselves so that we reconnect with our true self, the self that is loving, kind and compassionate, the self that works with our intuition and our heart centre. And when we do that, we move into a state of flow and everything naturally drops into place. So maybe we're being asked to remember that love is healing, love is truth, love is connection, love is responsibility, love is presence. And sometimes the greatest thing we can do is stop searching everywhere else for what has always existed within us, because maybe the best medicine really is love after all. So if you've recognised parts of yourself in what I've shared, maybe patterns that you're struggling to shift, emotions that you keep burying, or a feeling that you've somehow become disconnected from yourself, that something is missing, then perhaps it's a reminder to you that you don't have to navigate it all alone. Sometimes healing begins simply by allowing yourself to be seen, heard, and supported differently. So if you feel ready to explore things on a deeper level, then I invite you to book a one-to-one healing session with me, where we can work together to uncover and clear the deeper emotional, energetic and subconscious patterns that may be affecting your relationship with yourself, and so your well-being, relationships, confidence and sense of self. And then we can clear the energies related to that so that you step into the flow of your life and into a more loving, compassionate way of being. So for more information or to book a session, please go to my website www.peaceful-living.co.uk.